Hello, welcome to the Crochet Cakes YouTube channel. Today I thought we could have another crochet together video, and this time we are going to be working on the You Are Enough wrap. Now I'm using my new Pooh Bear mug that says a hug is always the right size, just to set us in our very gentle mindset, except today I am not actually drinking a cup of tea. I'm drinking some water. We need to hydrate, so I'm going to take a slurp of my water while we gather our thoughts. Now, before we continue on, how are you? I hope that you're doing very, very well. You know, barring the constant state of turmoil the world finds itself in, I hope that you yourself in your personal life are doing well, that your friends are doing well, and that your loved ones are also doing well. That was a lot of well in one sentence. Right. Now, before we start crocheting on the You Are Enough wrap, I need to tell you what it is. If you watched the Tunisian crochet vlog video where we're working on my, what I'm calling my affirmation top, it is the Evergreen Tank Top by Bah Humble. I mentioned that not only was I working on that top, but that I was also working on a wrap. And I decided to work a wrap that was going to be a 2-row repeat, something simple where I really didn't have to think about what I was doing with it, and I could just crochet on and on and on and on until I felt that I had reframed, or at least started reframing, beliefs. Now, I'm calling it the You Are Enough wrap because one of the things that I really struggle with is believing that I am enough. So if you also find yourself in a difficult moment, or if you know of someone who's finding themselves in a difficult moment and you want to gift them something, I think this is a beautiful gift. Now, the pattern is crocheted using the granny block stitch, and if you've been in this channel for at least a year, you're probably familiar with this stitch because I've made a tutorial for it. We crocheted the granny crew sweater, we also crocheted the granny number 7 top, and all of these items use the granny block stitch. Now, for the wrap, I'm using it a little bit differently. For this wrap that I am wearing currently and you're seeing on the screen, I decided to do a half rectangle shape, and I think it's really fun because not only does it allow us to play with colors, but it also allows us to use any weight of yarn that we have. Just of course bear in mind that the pattern that I have written up on the website, as well as a paid for PDF, if you change the yarn that I'm suggesting, you're probably going to need more yarn. So for this one, I'm using DK weight yarn because I thought I had a lot of it on stash. Well, it turns out that when you're crocheting a wrap, that you want it to be at least 60 inches long and 20 inches in depth, you probably don't have as much DK weight yarn as you think you have. This wrap uses, I'm going to say comfortably, 450 grams of DK weight yarn. So that is almost 500 grams of yarn. The contrasting color itself used 75 grams of that yarn, and then all the rest were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 400 grams. Wait, did I say 450? No, I meant 475 grams of yarn. Of course, because the contrasting uses 75 grams and the main colors use 400. So yes, Clarissa, math, it should be simple. So you need around 500 grams of DK weight yarn to crochet yourself or someone else this You Are Enough wrap. Now the pattern is written up assuming that you're not changing any colors, but as you can see by this sample here and the pictures in the blog as well as the written pattern, I did in fact change colors. And again, that is because I did not have enough of any color to crochet up such a large wrap. But in the end, I'm actually really happy with how the colors work up together, and I'm even happier that this really genuinely is a stash busting project. Now, if you head over to the Crochet Cakes website, you will find the written instructions to crochet up this wrap. I'm not filming a tutorial for it because I have already provided a tutorial for the granny block stitch, and I think that with a little bit of variation, you probably will get how easy this wrap is to crochet up. However, if you find yourself in that website and you're like, I have no idea what you're saying, I would really like a tutorial to see, then I will stitch one up for you guys. So just let me know in the comments section of the blog post when you do head over there to read all about the You Are Enough wrap. Now, if you do decide to make this wrap and purchase the paid for PDF copy, the paid for PDF comes with a bonus wrap pattern, and that pattern is worked up in just your traditional wrap shape. You know, we're working rows front to back, and no need to increase. So I'm very happy with not only the results of reframing my thoughts while crocheting this wrap pattern, but I'm also very, very happy to be able to share this with you, share something that we can use to spread joy and just be thankful for what we do have in our lives currently. So again, I'm super, super excited about this wrap. And if you do make it, I hope that you really, really enjoy it. It is a wrap to get you into a flow state so that you can really reflect on anything. And of course, if you are not into saying affirmations, you don't have to when you're crocheting this wrap. You can just be basking in feelings of joy, in fond memories that you have of a person or of a time in your life that you greatly appreciate. Or you could simply just use it to play around with colors and use up stash that you have. I think it's a very versatile pattern. I think it's a very fun pattern. And I also thought that we could start one together today. So since I already worked up the half rectangle version of this wrap, I thought today we could work up one in rows. We can head over to my, well, what I call my recording desk, so that we can stitch some positivity and love together. Part of this idea of you are enough is also the belief and the security that we actually have what we need to move forward, right? So I really wanted this You Are Enough wrap to not only be a place where you could pour your affirmations, where you could work through your emotions, but I also wanted it to be a place where you could combine yarns, even combine yarn weights, and use up stash so that you can appreciate that in some cases you truly have what you need. So for this version of the You Are Enough wrap, I am working the one that's in rows. Instead of the half rectangle shape, it's more of a traditional wrap shape. And I ummed and ahed a lot about what colors to choose because I wanted to gift this to my sister. And I had this Heatherly Sport here in the color Cardamom. I don't think they make this color anymore, but it is like a very, very light pastel spring green. And I wanted to combine it with an olive green. And unfortunately, the olive green that I had on stash was either worsted weight, and I didn't want to combine sport and worsted because I thought that would be too much of a difference. The other thing that was kind of holding me back with combining yarns was that Heatherly Sport is an 80-20 acrylic wool blend, and I wanted this to continue to have that washability, especially if I was going to gift it. I didn't want somebody to worry about it pilling if they put it in the washing machine. I wanted this wrap to be a truly stress-free gift. So I was really fighting with my stash for this one because a lot of the greens that I thought went beautifully with this Heatherly Sport in Cardamom were either 100% wool, 75-25, they had a lot of wool content and they were non-superwash, which makes washing in the machine inadvisable. And finally, I decided that not only was I gonna combine my fiber, but ultimately this olive green, I just fell in love with this combination that you're seeing here. And this olive green is actually 4 strands of yarn that I wrapped together. This is 100% cotton yarn. It is lace weight, I would say. It's meant to be used for weaving. I got it in Japan on our second trip to Japan, I believe, and I just absolutely love this jewel tone with the cardamom. I mean, look. So I decided to do 4 plies of this yarn would give me a similar weight to that sport. It's slightly thinner, but using 5 just felt too thick, especially because this is 100% cotton and it does tend to feel thicker than your 80-20 superwash wool acrylic blend. So those are my color choices. Now this flat wrap version of the You Are Enough wrap is the bonus pattern if you purchase the PDF for the You Are Enough rectangular wrap. And this is not a call to force you to purchase the pattern. There is a free version of the You Are Enough half rectangle wrap available on the Crochet Cakes website because again, I just wanted it to be very, very available for anyone that needed to process any heavy emotions, or anyone that just knew that someone that was struggling and wanted to give them a little bit of love, positivity, and yarn. Now that I've talked a little bit about the wrap, why don't we go through some affirmations together? Now the wrap is called the You Are Enough wrap. So let's start there. I'm going to say the affirmation, and if you feel called to do so, you can whisper it to yourself. You can hold your hand over your heart. You can say it out loud, whichever you feel called to do. So let's take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Repeat after me. I am enough. I am enough. And if you are working this wrap for somebody else, think of that person's name. Think of everything you like about that person, and then out loud say, you are enough. You are enough. You are worthy of love. You are a vital part of this universe. You are capable of anything you set your mind to. You are enough. You are worthy of love. You are capable of anything you set your mind to. Track my face and stay in focus. Okay, hopefully that did it. Where's my crochet? Don't look away from the camera. Hi. You can probably tell by the outfit change that it's not the same day that we started working the You Are Enough wrap. It is, in fact, I would say about a week later. And although I haven't worked on this wrap every day, I think we still got through quite a bit. There are a total of 52 rows here at the moment. And having calculated that I have 3 skeins of Heatherly sport weight yarn, which I think works up a little bit more like a DK, I'm going to have a total, I think, of 150 or 151 rows, which is larger than I have written in the pattern, but still exciting because I actually figured out that when it comes to wraps, I rather have one that is oversized, like 70 inches long, because you can really cozy up in it. And let me tell you, this Heatherly Sport worked up with a 5mm crochet hook is giving extra cozy vibes right now. Of course, I'm going to keep working on my You Are Enough wrap off camera, but while I have you here, I just want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of crafty time with me today. And above all, I hope that this video helped you remember or helped you realize that you are enough. Okay? So keep that in mind anytime that you feel overwhelmed, anytime that you feel that the world is too much. Remember, you are enough. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, it's gonna be so beautiful.